Every hour, every minute, every second, there's something new happening with your favorite pastime. We got you covered on sports news and fantasy advice. Get all caught up here on Pastimes on the Mic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Send us any questions. We got the Gmail here down below. Please send us any questions that you got, fantasy, sports, whatever. We'll try to answer for you, and it'll be here on the show. So, boys, I must ask you, how is your guys' day going so far? Any thoughts on week 7 of the NFL?
Week 7 of the NFL. What about Frozen Frenzy?
Yeah, Frozen Frenzy with the NHL. Basketball started yesterday. The World Series, we got our matchup. Yeah. We're in full swing, boys. We're in full freaking swing. I can't believe it. It's one of the best times of the year right here.
Yeah, best time in the sports here, man. The World Series is about to start in 2 days. Football is in full effect. The NBA just started. Great game between the Suns and Warriors last night. And hockey obviously started. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm stoked for this week here. A lot going on.
Always something going on. Always something going on, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's like this and like June kinda, or like the spring, where it's like the NHL and NBA playoffs, baseball's here, and obviously a few months before you had the Super Bowl. Those are like the 2 best times a year, and this right here, it's awesome, man. So yeah, Pastimes on the Mic. We got a lot to talk about today. We'll start off with the NFL as we always do. Week 7, boys. We had some interesting matchups, interesting games. Anything come to mind off the jump?
Washington sucks. Just gonna put that out there, but yeah, I can see Dennis is wearing the Giants hat. But Washington sucks. My team sucks, but I'm sure we want to talk about fantasy. Had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, Dennis is a Giants fan, and Dennis, if you didn't know, Guy is a Washington Commanders fan. Yeah, you guys had a little interesting game this past week.
Yeah, that's what you want to call
it. Unfortunately, I was in Cleveland. So I actually missed like the first half of the game. I was at the Football Hall of Fame Sunday. So
that's awesome.
I missed the first half of the game. I was able to watch the second half when I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. My dad and my brother. And it seemed like it was a game where nothing happened from what I had seen. The Giants scored 14 points in the first half and then nothing else afterwards.
Yeah.
Washington was seemingly out of it the entire time. And it's just one of those games where like, yeah, this is sometimes you get an epic like the Browns and the Colts, and then sometimes you get this.
Just a low-scoring, terrible game between 2 trash franchises.
That's the classic NFC least, I like to call it right there.
Yeah,
but
as a fan of the G-Men, if the defense keeps playing like this when Daniel Jones comes back, like thank God. Finally we could get something going here. We could finally get momentum in games. But,
so
that was a bad game. That was a bad watch.
I think you kind of just answered my question. I was just about to ask you because I think a lot of Giants fans are a little separated on this. Do you think they obviously, I mean, with the money they're paying, them obviously got to go back to Daniel Jones. But how do you feel about Tyrod Taylor though? He seems to give them kind of, I don't know, a pump of life maybe. I don't know. A lot of Giants fans are talking like, hey, stick with Tyrod, keep Jones on the bench. I don't know about that. How do you feel as a Giants fan about that?
That's absolutely ridiculous. But listen, he's one of the highest paid backup quarterbacks in the league for a reason. The guy's really good.
Yeah.
Like people forget when he was with the Chargers, he was really good. And then the medical staff tried to kill him. But like it is what it is. Like there's a reason why Daniel Jones is starting week 1. If they didn't have to pay Daniel Jones $40 million, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they probably wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a difference between the two. And it's not like Tyrod is winning them these games or keeping them in these games. It's the defense. Yeah. Like, don't forget, last week, he was, 0 for 3 from 1 yard out?
Yeah.
Right? So it was like, and listen, we could have beaten the Bills. Definitely, the better team lost. Yeah. But, once again, he was like 0 for 2, 0 for 3 from like 5 yards out. He was definitely 0 for 2 from 1 yard out. But I think he was 0 for 3 from 5. So it's like Jones isn't going to do that. And it's not completely on him. He screwed up that last play of the first half against the Bills. But
that was crucial.
Right. And it just
Abel was ripping him a new one on that, going back into the locker room.
Absolutely. And two good games in a row doesn't really mean much, especially once again, the defense did all the work.
Yeah.
If he was like, if we started some like veteran, if let's say we signed JPP and we put him in the starting lineup and he was playing like this, then okay, fine. You know, he's came in for an injury or whatever. Then we could have that discussion. But it's not like that. It's not like he scored 40 points in back-to-back games on offense, leading them downfield. That's not what happened. So for some people to be out on Daniel Jones, listen, I don't understand why people dislike Daniel Jones as much as they do. Is he overpaid? Sure. He
There's
is
no
probably
line,
10,
bro.
15
They got
million.
no line.
That's it. If you put him on listen, I know we have the hot corner later on in the show. If you put him on the Dallas Cowboys, they would have won a championship last year. He's better than Dak at everything. Everything. He's better
Wow,
than Dak.
coming in with a freaking banger.
That's a bomb.
Dude,
That's a bomb right there.
Put him on the 49ers. We saw how Brock Purdy can run against the Vikings. He can do it. Daniel Jones can do it. You give him a good offensive line.
Yeah.
Put him on the Eagles. Put him on some of these other teams. There's some teams that he would do better than who they have now. There's some teams he would do worse. I think Jalen Hurts is better, but it is what it is. Like the guy, he's like a lamb to the slaughter every single week.
Yeah.
And one thing I have to give them credit for with Tyrod under center, the offensive line has stepped up. And I don't know if it's because they know that they failed Daniel Jones every week. They failed him.
Historically bad.
This year and last year. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but certainly going to be interesting when he comes back.
Yeah,
you're paying that guy $40 million. You got to pay. You got to start him.
You got to start him.
Absolutely.
People are obsessed with the fact of Tyrod Taylor being just not being Daniel Jones. That's what they're obsessed with, and they're seeing some sort of improvement per se. But maybe the line's just hitting the stride at the right time. You got Saquon back. They also forget everyone's going out on Dable. Dable's one of the best head coaches, I think, in the league. He's a great head coach. He brought that team to the playoffs. Luckily, whatever. I mean, I was never fully all in on the Vikings. You see how they are now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever you want to say, but they still won a playoff game with Dable in, what was that, his first year or second year as a head coach? First year? Yeah. So, I mean, everyone now, it's easy to hate on someone when things are going bad and they want to forget about all the things that they did that were good. And Dable, I hate the hate that he gets, especially because he's a good head coach.
Yeah. To your point, Guy, what's Richie James done for the Chiefs so far? He was literally the Giants' best wide receiver in a playoff game they won. What has Richie James done for the Chiefs? All anybody talks about is how the Chiefs have no wide receivers at all. Yeah. He's their fifth or sixth string? He was their wide receiver one for the Giants the last 5 games of the season.
Yeah, and that was
Daniel Jones is getting paid $40 million. He doesn't need Dennis Tuohy to, get on a soapbox and defend him. But I mean, come on. Once again, like, could you imagine if he had a CeeDee Lamb or an AJ Brown or a Tyreek Hill? Like, I'm kind of, if anybody should be like, people should be losing patience with, should be the offseason and ownership. I mean, not the offseason, the front office and ownership.
Yeah.
But even that, Joe Shane, he's only had one full year, so I can't hate him too much.
Yeah. And that was the other thing I was going to bring up with Daniel Jones. Yeah, he doesn't have a true wide receiver one, man. I mean, look, Darren Waller was a great sign. That's a step right there. But yeah, look, I'm not comparing to Josh Allen by any means, but look what happened when Josh Allen got Stephon Diggs. It totally elevates your game. These young wide receivers, man, they really do make all the difference. Eagles of AJ Brown, drafted Devontae Smith. I don't know. I feel like the Giants are kind of missing that stud wide receiver. They got
gives the QB that confidence, like
exactly.
On the field. Like, I know he's down there somewhere. I'm just gonna chuck it up to him. Exactly. It gives him that comfort, like, oh, I got Josh Allen. I'm throwing to Stephon Diggs. That's why Daniel Jones succeeds so much with Saquon, because he could just dump it off to Saquon whenever he's getting pressured.
Exactly.
One of the worst things that's happening to the Giants so far this season is the Raiders doing well, because there's no reason that Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams shouldn't be on the Giants right now. You have your picks. You can make a trade for them. And the Raiders are kind of like not good enough to win games, but not bad enough to not win games.
Exactly.
And it's like, so they're not going to blow it up, but they probably should consider it. At least, and I feel the same way with the Patriots. Like, Kendrick Bourne is like, listen, I get it. He's not Randy Moss, but he's so much better than the other guys we have out there week after week. that's like, man, I really kind of want.
How
Like,
do
I'm
you feel
hoping
about
for
Hyatt?
freaking
How about Hyatt?
Bourne. I don't understand what's going on with him.
They're just not
Him
using him.
and Wandale Robinson. It's like I don't understand. Week to week, it's like one of them's going to have a good game, and the other one's you're not even going to know is on the field.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that guy, but it's strange that they're just not using them and whatnot to like take the top off the defense or what. Like Daniel Jones has a decent arm, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he has an arm. It's probably just not like when it gets deeper. I don't think it's accurate.
Yeah, that could be it. I don't know. I don't know what's with that because we were promised that Jalen Hyatt was going to be like our saving grace, and
he's like the type of player that's going to blow the top off because he's going to go extend the play and go deep. And I don't know if he's like an all-around receiver. Like I don't know what you want to say. Like he's not running routes like Devontae Adams, but I mean he's definitely like a
deep threat, like
Deshaun Jackson maybe.
Yeah. And a guy that comes to my mind that I think the Giants easily could have got DeAndre Hopkins. Someone would just like who's just super talented. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like DeAndre Hopkins could have been a good pickup. And then I don't know if he's still in the trade block, but there was a lot of rumors. Higgins as well.
Oh, Higgins, I don't know, but I know D-Hop and Henry are.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Titans do. What's the Titans' record right now? They
have 2 wins.
I think they'll have 2 wins. Yeah, they're not that good this year. And Tannehill's out now. Not that really matters, but yeah, 2-4. So I mean, hey, maybe I know the Giants' record isn't really there either. Maybe a trade goes down. Who knows?
It's gonna be a lot of moves coming up. When's the trade deadline?
October.
Nah,
isn't it soon or early November?
Early November, I think.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
I think it's like early November.
So there's going to be some moves made lately. I mean, coming up soon.
Yeah.
I mean, the first move, of course, is made by the Philadelphia Eagles going out and getting safety Byard from the Titans. So I think the Titans are in full sell mode.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it is 1 week away.
1 week. Yeah, so we're going to start seeing some moves. Maybe even right now.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It should be like
later on.
I think it should be like the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it should be a little later. I agree with that.
That way, if like teams that are good, if they're on playing Thanksgiving, you can kind of showcase it a little. Oh well.
Yeah, but yeah, I said it. The Titans are going to be sellers, man. And it'll be crazy if Derrick Henry's rocking new threads in a week from now. That would be crazy, dude.
I just don't know where he would end up.
That's the problem with running
I know
back.
we said Chiefs, but Chiefs have Pacheco.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, running back is a very there's not a lot of leverage for running backs or super high demand for them. It's rough. It's rough for running backs, man.
This article, sometimes you just want a random question and you just want answered, and then you read the whole article. This article from CBS Sports about what trades can happen at next week's deadline is like hot take after hot take after hot take. Speaking of the Giants, they have Leonard Williams being traded from the Giants. Okay. When hell freezes over.
Yeah, they have Washington trading Montez Sweat or Chase Young at the deadline too.
I can see Jerry Jeudy being moved from the Broncos.
I think Jeudy definitely gets moved. I think he's definitely going to get moved.
They need to go full
gets moved.
The Colts were in on him. My buddy, Christian, big Colts guy, he was talking to me about it. They're like the number one team that's been inquiring about Jeudy, and makes sense. I mean, Colts they're right there. They're 3-4. I mean, maybe they can go above the Texans. Yeah. Give Minshew a weapon. I know Richardson's down. It kind of ruins the plans of
what, the Minshew shimmy? You're not liking Minshew?
I love Minshew. I'm just saying, man. I think they had a different game plan with Richardson, but yeah. I mean, when your starting quarterback goes down, it hurts. But Minshew, I kind of like we're talking about Tyrod Taylor, one of the best backup QBs in the league.
I thought that's balled out last week. Honestly.
So Jeudy to the Colts, man, could be a huge possibility.
Yeah, I like Minshew. And once again, because I was in Cleveland, I was watching the Browns game Sunday night or Sunday afternoon. Browns Colts. The Colts won.
100%.
I'm just going to retcon that and say that the Colts won because that defensive pass interference call was such lunacy.
Yeah.
Lunacy. I'm sick and tired of the NFL bailing out quarterback. Dak Prescott is like the king of this. getting the it sounds like I'm hating on Dak Prescott. I have nothing really against the guy, but you watch the Cowboys games and there's like 5 plays a game that it's like it was so uncatchable that somebody in the nosebleeds is walking home with a souvenir and they're like, pass interference. It's like, what?
It's crazy. Ridiculous.
Derek Carr used to do that all the time too when he was with the Raiders, when he was actually playable, and he would throw it and it would be, there's no way on God's green earth someone's catching this that's actually in the field of play. And they're like, pass interference.
Well, I see it a lot lately in the NFL. Like quarterbacks are purposely underthrowing balls to get flags thrown in the NFL. I know it's like kind of sidetracked, but I mean, they're intentionally underthrowing the ball. And if the cornerback doesn't turn around in time, it's a flag, automatically a flag. And quarterbacks are starting to use that in like the 2-minute drill, throwing it downfield, underthrowing the ball. So they get the flag and, they get that yardage, which is, I don't know. It's such a, I don't really like the play, honestly, because that's a big deciding factor in a game, throwing flags that late in the game. And I was watching that game, the Browns and the Colts. That was atrocious.
That was a brutal ending for the Colts.
That was atrocious. I would be livid. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm already livid. I'm already livid with Washington. So, I mean, if I couldn't imagine being a Colts fan.
Yeah, that was a brutal. And if the Colts win that, they're freaking 4-3, dude. That's kind of a big difference in 3 and 4. I mean, I know it's one game, but 4-3 looks a lot better, especially in that division. You're only 1 game behind the Jaguars at that point. That's brutal, dude.
Yeah, let me ask you, Guy. The difference between Sam Howell and Taylor Heineke. You guys almost won the playoffs against the Buccaneers a few years ago. Maybe not almost won, but played very competitively.
Yeah.
Now you're with Sam Howell. What are you thinking there?
I think Sam Howell is a quarterback in the NFL for sure. I think he is legit. I'm not comparing him to a stud like, Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, he definitely has all the tools to be successful as a quarterback. I just think they're killing him, man. They finally have a quarterback in Washington and they don't have a line to protect him. And he can't really fully succeed with no line. I mean, you get it as a Giants fan. These quarterbacks are running for their life. Daniel Jones neck's in half. So, it's just, I think Sam Howell is the guy for sure. They need to go out and protect this kid because he could be the future for Washington.
Interesting.
So, why do you feel differently?
No, it's just I haven't watched much of Sam Howell, to be honest with you, but I remember really liking Taylor Heineke for you guys.
Yeah.
He's not even getting playing time with Atlanta.
No.
And Desmond Ridder is like trying desperately to lose games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Taylor Heineke.
I still might win that division.
I know that division is just
Lord.
all over the place. I think Taylor Heineke, though, in Washington, he was more of a bailout option all the time. Like as soon as someone went bad, they went right back to Taylor. Like as soon as something went wrong, all right, we're going back to Taylor Heineke. So I love the guy. Honestly, I was a big Heineke guy, but I'm happy they got rid of him because I didn't say Sam Howell that game against Buffalo where he threw 4 picks. There'd be the talk of, are we bringing in Taylor Heineke? And I'm happy we don't have that controversy in the QB room. So,
as the unbiased Jets fan who's not in the NFC East, I love Sam Howell. Guy could tell you, I was high on this kid before the season started.
Yeah.
I like I kind of said, I like the mechanics he's got. I think, there's gonna be some growing pains. I think that goes with any QB. We just saw with Anthony Richardson, doesn't know how to slide, huge growing pain right there. So Howell, I personally dig him. I think he's gonna be a solid QB. Heineke, I see more as like he's more like a moments guy, if that makes sense. He has those electric moments and he keeps you in games. And I would put him like on the Minshew type level, a solid QB too for a team. That's the way I look at it.
He's a gunslinger. He chucks the ball up, man, and he just hopes and prays that ball gets caught by his team.
That's kind of how I always viewed him. It was like the Terminator 2 Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of. And so I'm glad to see that we're kind of in lockstep, but he was always someone, man, that he always made the game entertaining.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
He always kept them in it. Like he was kind of like I said about the Raiders. He wasn't really good enough to be the reason you won, but never the reason you lost.
Yeah.
Just an interesting player.
Kept you afloat. That's pretty much it,
Yeah.
man.
Good
Speaking of
watch.
Heineke, you guys want to introduce this QB tier list? We'll make a list of QBs and we'll see how we rank them, how we agree and disagree.
Sure.
Let's get into it. So yeah, this is a new segment on this show. So we're gonna list the QBs here, from best to worst. Gonna share the screen. All right, so here we go. So I believe this is kind of updated till today, but we'll just play around with it, have fun with it. Here are QBs. Here are the categories. You got best of the best, elite, solid, upside is there, sus, washed, and buns.
All right.
So
are we gonna go from the list or are we gonna go from the players? So
I say we just go in order here.
Okay.
Right. So like Josh Allen will be the first one. You guys see this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Josh Allen's first off the board here. How we feeling?
I would say elite.
Dennis, how you feeling? I agree. I'm glad we're on the same page there. Elite. Yeah. Josh Allen, man. I mean, look, as a Jets fan, look, fuck him. He fucking he's a beast. Well, like he's a gamer, but like I feel like there's just too many games where he's kind of like he could be so much better, you know? Like I feel like he could be top 3.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like he just has too many games where it's kind of like suspect a little bit. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we'll go to Gardner Minshew. How are we feeling about Minshew?
You have Minshew? Where is
he? Do you mean Baker Mayfield?
Oh my God. I'm bugging. Baker Mayfield. My apologies. Dude, the jersey's throwing me off, bro. The jersey's throwing me off.
This got to be from last year.
Yeah, this has to be from a year ago. Yeah, the blue's throwing me off.
Well, I'm gonna assume Baker. We're talking about him on the Bucks. I'll put him under.
We're gonna go updated here. Yeah, so these jersey colors are throwing me off a little bit. But yeah, Gardner. Oh my God, Baker Mayfield.
I'm
this
stuck,
season with the Bucks.
I'm stuck between solid and upside is there. I think he is he's an exciting quarterback. You know, he has the Bucks. What are they? 3-3, 3-4. They lost to the Falcons.
Yeah, he's having a solid year.
Yeah, I think solid is the safe option because I mean he is a journeyman. He has been around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with upside is there, just only because he is a QB too, pretty much when planned out. Solid, obviously, but I think he's like the top tier of upside is there. That's where I'm gonna put him.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'd put him in low solid, high upside is there, like that little border.
Yeah.
I guess, like, I mean, is he the best quarterback of that division? The AFC South? The NFC South, excuse me?
If you watched Carr on the Saints, man, it's just the receivers are not running the route. So Olave is supposed to run a go. He's running a hitch. So, I mean, yeah, he could be. I mean, Carr is clearly disconnected between the receivers.
Yeah, and Carr, he's had a bunch of offensive coordinators throughout his career, and it always takes him a year.
Yeah.
If you look at the stats, the first year is always pretty bad.
Yeah.
But
I would say
I don't know. I'd say solid for Baker Mayfield. If he's your if you're starting for your team, you don't feel like you're losing before the game starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives you hope.
All right, we'll put him at solid for now.
Yeah.
For
like
now.
the last line of solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joey Burrow.
Best of the best. Best of the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd put him above there. I think he's better than Allen. So whatever Allen is, he should be better.
I agree. I think when healthy, like this guy's insane.
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Upside is there.
Upside is there.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a new coaching staff, new players, new system, new division. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been too good throughout his career for me not to give him at least 1 year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is that Matt Carroll?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no freaking idea.
Yeah, dude, who the fuck is this?
I think that's Matt Carroll. The
Buns.
We could just put him there.
Dak Prescott.
Poor guy. Didn't even stand a chance.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these pictures got me all fucked up, dude.
I think you just got Colts on your mind. You're obsessed with the shimmy of Minshew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd say
Dak.
solid for Dak.
Yeah, I was gonna let Dennis answer this one.
Yeah, like he's definitely not elite. He led the league in receptions last year. Granted, I think 7 of those touched the hands of a receiver, and they either dropped it or went through them.
Yeah.
But you know what it is you can count on him to make a really dumb play once a quarter.
Yeah.
So like
I'm
it's
gonna
not
have to agree.
like he doesn't have the talent of a Josh Allen or some of the other guys in elite, and he's definitely overqualified to be sus, washed, or buns.
I'm gonna have to say Dak before his ankle was backwards was on his way to being elite, and then
dude,
he
back
broke
in
his
2020.
ankle. Because Dak gets a lot of hate, and I actually like him, and I'm
Me
an
too.
NFC East guy. I think Dak gets shit on a lot, but deservingly so because of his interceptions record. But like I said, before he broke his ankle, that guy was on his way to being elite. I'm not gonna say best of the best, but he was on his way to being elite.
Dude, yeah, back in 2020 for that season-ending injury, dude, he was on pace for like 50 touchdowns that year. He was insane.
Oh
Yeah.
Obviously, we're speaking of right now. I don't think he's elite, but I think he's better than Baker Mayfield. Like,
yeah,
I think he's definitely solid. I think he's
definitely
solid.
in front of Baker for sure.
Definitely
Like
solid.
Baker's low end solid.
Oh, Andy
Red
Dalton.
Rocket, Andy Dalton.
Dude,
Andy
listen.
Dalton. How we feel about Dalton?
Listen, man, he should be washed, but he looked like freaking prime Dan Marino in the one game he played with the Panthers.
That's that.
They weren't using Adam Thielen whatsoever. He comes in and is like, you guys are just letting this guy rot and turn into a husk of himself. This guy's great. And then since then, Adam Thielen's been averaging like 18 fantasy points per game. And has just been on a tear and looks 10 years younger. So for his one game, I feel like I have to at least kind of tip the cap a little bit and say he's got to be at least solid. He's got like I have to. The dude looked freaking incredible. It was one game, I get it, but it's like it was too good for me not to. I mean, like he looked lights out.
Yeah, I hear.
Upsides there.
I'm gonna laugh if the stats really weren't that good.
I think I would agree with Guy on this one. I think he's behind Carr and upside.
I would even low key put him sus, but I mean, I feel bad for the guy. We'll say upside is there. I don't know how much upside he has at 40 years old, but
yeah, that's also because upside is there. I'm also thinking about like rookies and stuff like Richardson. Stroud.
He's only 35.
Honestly, now I'm thinking about it with these topics. I think I'm going to put him at sus. Like I feel like sus.
He's definitely.
I feel like sus isn't like sus is bad, but it's like you could be good. It's sus. It's like you could. All right, be good.
Sure. We can put him in sus.
How many Panthers do we have?
That's what I'm saying. These jersey colors are fucking my mind. Too many former Panthers, dude.
Sam Darnold.
Buns, dude. Buns.
No, Sam Darnold on the 49ers. All right, he might be Montana.
Listen, so I don't want to get too caught up in the weeds on Andy Dalton, but I was just looking back at that game he had against the Seahawks. He had 34 completions on 58 attempts at 35 years old.
Wow. Yeah. They had him slinging the ball.
361 yards. That guy's arm is freaking rubber.
I'm going to have to say Sam Darnold sus. He's sus.
Yeah, I don't think he's buns. The 49ers see something in him.
Listen, they saw something in him to keep him over Trey Lance. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
They wasted a first-round pick on him.
All right. Yeah. So Sam Darnold sus. Oh, here we go. Danny Dimes. I think I know the answer for this one, but what do you guys think?
Solid.
I agree. I think he's back end solid. Yeah. Maybe like
he's in front of Baker.
I think he's right ahead of Dak.
Wow.
I'm still with that. I think there's so much. I think one of the reasons why the Giants haven't given up on Daniel Jones is because they know he's kind of like a Steve Young or Vinny Testaverde 2.0, where it's like he's good. He's just not good for you, but he's good and you can't let him go.
Yeah.
And I think that's in some regards it's been holding them back, but I think the talent and skill, I think he's better than Dak.
I will say this.
I never felt like Daniel Jones was the reason we lost. Not once.
Yeah.
As Cowboys fans, how they feel about Dak Prescott. And that to me is the big line.
Yeah.
If it's a toss-up, I always think of like, all right, but am I worried about how they're going to play?
Yeah.
So I feel like he's ahead of Dak. If you guys don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm not going to quibble over it.
So I think I'm definitely taking him over Baker in
Yeah.
terms of upside and solid. Like I feel like his ceiling's higher than Baker. Dak, though, it's just the structure of the Cowboys versus the structure
Dak's
of the
done
Giants.
more. He's done Dak.
Dak's done more.
He's been in a better offense than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, sorry to cut you off, Nick, if that's what you were gonna say, but like
that. Yeah, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth right there. Yeah, it's pretty much perfectly summed up. But I do agree. I think it's close. I think that
no, that's definitely close. But Dak's also always had the better offensive line. He's also always had the better offense. So
exactly.
looking at it, you're gonna say Dak, but like you said earlier in the show, if Daniel Jones is on the Cowboys, what are we talking about? Daniel Jones probably maybe puts up better numbers than Dak.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Guy on that. Yeah.
You just
But
like because Dak has done it. Daniel Jones hasn't done it. So for that reason, I can't put Daniel Jones in front of Dak. But Daniel Jones can do, if not do more than Dak.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I do think it's closer than a lot of people think. Dennis brought up good points there. I think he's just kind of right behind him. Yeah. He needs more numbers first. Then we can really start talking about, the reality of it, of Jones being ahead of Dak. But yeah, it's close. Justin Fields.
I feel bad for this guy, man. He's just rotting in Chicago.
Could be elite, man. He could be elite.
But he could also be upside is there.
Exactly. He's hovering like right here. I think
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going the other way. I'm saying sus.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, he's had some good games, but nothing sustainable. I just
now, do you give any credit to him, or do you solely blame it on him? Because that Chicago is a dumpster fire, and that
I don't know.
coaching staff has been terrible. Like they just suck as an organization as of late.
So I was talking about it once again. I was at the Football Hall of Fame this weekend with my dad and my brother. My brother's not a big football fan at all.
Yeah,
and we were just kind of talking. He knows who Mike Ditka is through Kicking and Screaming, the old Will Ferrell movie, and so bear with me. And he was like, I was talking to him about like the history of the Bears and whatnot, and he was saying like have they won since Ditka was in charge? I was like, no, and they went to the Super Bowl once, and it was with Rex Grosserman or Grosserman, whatever the pronunciation is.
Yeah.
And I kind of said to like my dad, I'm like, could you imagine that the best quarterback in like Bears franchise history since the merger is Jim McMahon?
That's insane.
And then he just like kind of stopped for a second. Obviously, he saw Jim McMahon play, and he's like, that can't be right. I'm like, I think it is. And he's like, I think you're right. So like to what Guy's point is, like the Bears have not had a good quarterback in almost 40 years.
Yeah.
And even then, how many guys would you have taken ahead of Jim McMahon? Like that team, you only talk about the defense. Aside from Walter Payton and obviously Jim McMahon, can you name me one offensive player from that 85 Bears team? Probably not. Yeah. So they have never been able to develop good offense at all whatsoever.
Just
now they have the receivers. The division isn't winnable. I think the Lions are obviously much better than them. But I don't think the difference between them and the Packers is drastic. I don't think the difference between them and the Vikings is drastic. And I feel like despite those three teams kind of being on a similar tier, I would easily take Kirk Cousins or Jordan Love. Well, maybe not Jordan Love. Easily take Kirk Cousins ahead of Justin Fields. Jordan Love, I might take over him too. Just because, the offense isn't there. Yeah, they haven't put the best talent around him, although his wide receiving core, we saw it the other week with DJ Moore going off.
Yeah.
Is good. Cole Kmet is good. Darnell Mooney is good. They have a decent run game.
I always
they're
thought
still just I don't know. It's just
like a Lamar prototype. He just can't. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger.
There is upside there, but there's also he does also seem kind of.
He is a big question mark. I'll give you that.
I don't know if incompetent
there's no consistency.
But there's just something there that's not.
I feel like
something's not gelling there. I'm just a little. I don't know how much blame.
That's why I feel like there's a disconnect between the Bears front office and offensive coordinator and Justin Fields, because Justin Fields balls out all the time when he's on.
Yeah, he's sick.
Oh yeah.
When he's on, though, is the thing. Is he going to be on?
I feel like we're in the middle of the common ground here of solid and sus. So I feel like top option so far at upside is theirs.
Upside.
Probably.
That's fair.
I'm not
the best
disrespecting him,
spot.
putting him under the twins down there, Red Rocket and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm definitely putting upside because he has potential. If they Bears are the first overall pick, they're obviously going to go get Caleb Williams. I just hope they set Justin Fields up somewhere else to
Would
succeed.
they?
They would go Caleb Williams. I think they're.
The problem with them is their offensive. Again, so many offensive lines are so bad now. But like,
Yeah,
it's just like, first of all, Caleb Williams. I'm not a college football fan. All anybody's been telling me is how disappointing he's been this season. So I don't know.
He's been up and down. He's been
like I don't know. Like people are saying that he's like the best prospect ever, and it's like it doesn't sound.
People
like
are very quick.
Granted, I don't watch
overhype players, but Caleb Williams, listen. I like Oklahoma, and he was there with Lincoln Riley, and they left and went to USC and killed it their first year. This year, I'm not gonna lie, it's not been as exciting. He lost to Utah last week, but he's definitely a first. He has the weapons and the tools to be a first overall pick. Like I think he's better than Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield was a first overall pick.
All right, that's fair.
So
yeah, but to conclude my Justin Fields thought, it's always awkward when it's like a franchise has no clue what they're doing at the position, never has, and a player that within the first quarter if they're going to be good or not. It's like the immovable force. The unstoppable force meets the immovable object. It's like one of those. Something's got to give. I couldn't tell you anything about Justin Fields. I don't know. He could have the highest ceiling in the world, or this could be his maximum potential.
Well, Dennis, I took him first in my keeper league, my dynasty league, and Nick told me to take Herbert, and I chose Fields. So if that tells you anything,
okay.
I'm holding on, man. I'm holding on.
That's all you can do at this point, man. But now, I would put Fields at solid, but I feel like with the injuries and
I would put him at solid.
The roller coaster career he's had so far, I think upside is there is a good spot for him.
Yeah, they didn't write back.
Geno Smith, how we feeling about Geno?
What a year! What a career for Geno Smith. 2 years ago, I would have said washed in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yep. I'm putting him at solid. I'm
putting him in front of Baker. He's got to be in solid. He's got to be ahead of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I agree with that. He just keeps the Seahawks in games.
Honestly, you know what? He's beaten Daniel Jones twice. I guess if you're being fair, I think Jones is better. But like, if you're being fair,
yeah, I mean, I'm still. I think I'd take Daniel Jones over Geno, but
I would too.
Yeah,
yeah. I think like when you put in upside and overall together, I think I'll take Jones over Geno slightly. Yeah. Sure. All right. I like that spot for Geno. It's good.
Jared Goff, man. He's solid, but like
I think Jared Goff leads the pack in solid, dude.
Really? Yeah. I mean, he
guy's a slayer, man.
He did go to the Super Bowl with the Rams, so I mean, I guess he does have something that they don't in that group, and that's a Super Bowl appearance. So,
how you feel?
Maybe I'm a little optimistic. But I think he's the very last elite.
Wow!
Because he led the highest scoring offense last season.
This
year he's been good.
So low tier, elite, high end, solid.
They lost.
I think top solid might be his spot here.
That's fine.
I'm gonna have to agree.
That's fine. But
he's sick though. He's sick.
Again, it's like when he's under center, it's like you're gonna be competitive.
Yeah.
The Ravens killed him the other day, but like overall, he's been very good.
He's been a beast this year, man.
He outdueled Aaron Rodgers 3 games in a row.
Yep.
It's like
Taylor Heineke.
I don't know, man. I like Goff. I really do.
I know, me too.
I like Goff.
Big Goff guy. Like pretty high in the lines this year overall. And we'll talk more about that with the hot corner in a sec. Talk about the Lions being potential Super Bowl contenders. But we'll move on to Taylor Heineke here.
We don't gotta waste too much time on him. He's sus. Sus or upside. I mean, he's a QB2. I'm not gonna waste too much time on him.
I'm gonna say sus. Maybe
he's sus.
I think he's a top dog in sus. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Yeah, he's pretty electric.
Justin
Herbert.
This is tough because he could be.
Elite.
Yeah,
I think he's elite.
Yeah.
I would say low end elite. If
Yeah,
we're
no, I'm
if we're
definitely.
gonna put him in elite, he's low end.
I'm taking him over. I'm taking Allen over Herbert. Yeah, but I think Herbert's elite.
He has the tools to be elite.
Yes.
I remember when he was coming out of college, so people were saying he was better than Burrow, and I just looked at them cross-eyed.
Yeah, now Burrow all day, but yeah, no, I like Herbert a lot. I think he can be elite.
Yeah,
He's
low
off
end
to
elite, I would
yeah,
say.
he's
I
off
don't
to a
know
great
who this
start.
next guy is. I mean, if you want to put him to the buns,
Dude, who is this dude, bro? Wait,
I'm gonna get crucified. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
He's
no.
obviously a QB in the NFL. I just don't know.
Didn't the Lions draft him? Isn't he the backup?
Oh, is that Hendon Hooker?
Yeah,
Hendon
it's Hooker. That's Hooker, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hendon Hooker.
Well, let me know how I get that when I confuse fucking Minshew with Baker Mayfield. What the fuck? All right, yeah.
I don't have enough. I don't know enough
Yeah.
about him to have.
Well,
an
put him in
opinion.
buns, but like he could be very good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He's exciting, but we haven't seen him play. He's on IR.
Maybe even upside is there, but I feel like
He hasn't played. You can't put him
yeah,
in
he
there.
hasn't played. We'll put him buns for now. Question mark. All right, here's our boy, Sam Howell.
I'm putting him in solid, but that's just because I think he has a lot of potential.
I think low end solid's a good spot. Maybe high upside is there.
I have him top 10 in passing yards this year, and people looked at me crazy. So, not saying that decides whether he's solid or upside, but I'm just saying I think he's solid.
Dennis, how you feeling?
I haven't watched enough of him to have one opinion or the other, but if you guys both think he's solid, I'll trust you.
I think there's a Fields right there too. So I'm trying to think of the other names that are here already. So like, do I think Howell has more upside than Fields? That's like what I'm getting at here.
He has a very short career to judge him. I don't care if you put him in upside. Is there?
Not really hot take, but I do like his upside better than Fields at this point from what I've been seeing. I feel like he's more of, like a legit passer. I'll put him top upside is there. Sure. I think that's a good spot.
That's fine.
Jalen Hurts.
Elite, not best of the best.
I kind of want to put him best of the best.
No, he's not compared. You can't compare. Mahomes beat
I
him.
think
Joe Burrow.
I think Mahomes and Burrow are on a totally different plane.
Yeah,
I hear.
You can put him high end elite.
I think he's better than Allen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Allen has not been very good this season.
No, and Allen's just there because of his record, his track record. But I mean,
I hear you. Hurts for me. I usually like to put him at top 3 at QB, but okay, I'll take it.
That's fine. I just think that the difference between
Burrow
Mahomes
and Burrow is a different level.
Substantial.
Jimmy G.
Washed.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Thank
you.
More
washed than the Long Island Sound. He's a good quarterback, but the dude can't stay healthy for more than 2 games in a row.
Nope.
Even when he plays, he's not.
You might as well throw Russell Wilson and watch too.
Oh, we'll get to him. Don't worry. We'll get to him. Yeah, I'm glad we all agree on Jimmy G. Definitely washed.
Kirk Cousins.
Solid.
I put him between Dak and.
Am I crazy to think he's the top solid option so far?
I have Goff ahead of him, but I have him ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, I was gonna say between Dak and Goff. That's what
all right. I agree with that. Yeah, the Lions are a better team this year. Same division too. Got to give Goff his flowers there.
Kyler Murray.
I might have a crazy one for this, but let's see what you guys think.
I guess upside is there. The team seems to be doing decent with Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, obviously the talent is certainly there. It's just a matter of him staying focused and whatnot. And we all know
when he was playing, he was one of some of the top guys.
He is as much flack as he gets for playing Call of Duty and whatnot, he's still really good.
Yeah, I would put him between Geno and Baker.
I forgot who they played. Was it the 49ers in the playoffs when they just got annihilated? Was it the 49ers?
Who, the Cardinals?
Yeah. 2 years ago. They got destroyed. If somebody wants to look that up. But people were killing him for, he gets paid this much and yada, yada, yada. And it's did you watch the same game I did? Because that offensive line made the Giants look like the 1990s Cowboys. It was so bad. It was so bad. The guy had no time to even breathe. And I was there is potential with this guy. but they got to get him in the right environment. And I think the Cardinals are kind of building to something. They have an infrastructure in place. So I'm curious to see how he comes back.
Oh, they lost to the Rams.
Wasn't the score something ridiculous?
In 2022, the Cardinals went 11-6, posting a winning record, but lost to the Rams in the wild card round.
He's like 36-10 or something.
What was the score?
Cardinals versus Rams.
But yeah, Dennis, I think I agree. I think I'll take Kyler Murray and solid, back end solid, just to see how he holds up with his injuries and stuff. And he did kind of change the culture in Arizona for a little
34-11.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually more polite than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'll put him ahead of Baker. That's my opinion. How you feeling, guy?
Yeah, I would say between Baker and Geno.
Yeah, I think that's good. I do think he's a solid QB1. He's mentally and physically there. Lamar Jackson.
Elite for sure. I mean, that's not even a question. If you, I mean, I would definitely put him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, honestly.
You know what?
If he's not there, between Allen and Herbert, because I think he's just
I think I'm taking Lamar over Allen this year, man.
This year, but
yeah,
I mean, are we basing it this year or are we basing it overall? That's the real question.
But even when you say overall, though, Lamar Jackson's got that MVP.
Because I think
Lamar's
I would rather take Allen over Herbert. I'd rather take Lamar over Allen, but I would take Herbert over Lamar.
Mexican standoff.
Yeah, really. It's just I can't explain it. Like Lamar is more mobile than Allen is, because Allen used to be mobile. He's really not anymore.
Yeah.
And he's a little more accurate, but not as accurate as Herbert. But Allen can do more than Herbert.
They have their ups and downs.
And I feel like Lamar's passing has kind of took a step ahead this year too.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know. This might be just my Jets bias a little bit too. I might take Lamar over Josh Allen, but I'm down to put him here or here. I think this is kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, I'm not mad where you put him. He's elite though, for sure. He's definitely above. He's ahead of Herbert.
Yeah, I'll put him there. Yeah, I'll put him there. I think
Will Levis, the mayo guy, he puts mayo in his coffee buns.
I have literally no opinion on this.
He's the backup for the Titans. He's not. He's playing this week, so I mean, we
yeah. I was gonna say he's getting the start not this week. We'll see. Maybe a change. We'll put him in buns for now.
Sure,
or maybe even upside is there. But
we just have no. If he's backing up Ryan Tannehill on this Titans team, Tannehill's been. Whenever we get to Tannehill, I can't say washed quick enough.
Jordan Love now
between Howell and Fields.
Yeah, I think you're on the money right there. Actually, the upside is definitely there. Jordan Love, I love this kid. How you feeling, Dennis?
I would have said sus. I want to see a little more, but I'm okay with the either or.
All right, I'll put upside as there.
I could see why you say sus. He did just lose to the Bears. Right? Did he just lose to the Bears? No, not the Bears. Who did he just lose to? The Bears just beat the.
Wasn't the Broncos, right?
Raiders. The Bears just beat the Raiders.
Destroyed the Raiders.
But who did the Packers just lost to someone? Whatever. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Mac Jones sus.
Yeah. I might put Mac Jones at buns, dude. I don't know.
I mean, he's been
benched. He's been benched 2 times already this season. He's in buns.
He's buns.
He won a good game against the Bills, but he's buns until he can prove that he can string together 3 good games in a row.
Since he's playing, I'll give him top at the buns, but yeah, he's buns, dude. All right.
The Packers just lost to the Broncos.
It was the Broncos, right? Yeah, okay.
Mahomes above Burrow.
Yeah.
Ahead of Burrow.
Let me have to scroll up here a little bit.
Oh!
Yeah. All right.
That's how you get views. Mahomes is washed.
Yeah, seriously. Want to get some clicks? Yeah. There we go. All right. Yeah, Mahomes top. He's the best, no doubt.
Matt Ryan washed.
Yeah, definitely washed.
Yeah.
Mills.
One of my favorite players ever.
Yeah, I love Matty Ice. Mills, buns, right?
Buns. Easy.
Kenny Pickett. Upside is there.
Yeah, I'd say upside is there. But
where?
I kind of want to put him here.
I don't know. I think Kenny Pickett I don't know. I think I'm taking Pickett over Love right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could put him between Love and Fields.
Yeah, I think that's solid.
Anybody could argue anybody in that tier of being better than anyone else.
Yeah,
it's like they're all kind of the same.
Yeah, you're
Brock Purdy. Now this one is interesting because is it the offense that I have this argument all the time with my boss. Who is better, Brock Purdy or Dak? Now, yes, Brock Purdy is young and he did beat Dak, but honestly, who are you taking? This is a side note. Who are you taking, Purdy or Dak?
Dak.
I'm taking Dak. Yeah,
I
love
Purdy on the like the highest spot.
I picked Purdy. I picked Purdy.
All right.
I have Purdy ahead of Pickett, Love, Howell.
I'll tell you how I feel.
Honestly, I could even have I would even have him ahead of Mayfield.
I have Purdy right here. This is where I would put him. I think Purdy's
now.
sick.
Is it because of the offense, or do you genuinely think
the offense definitely helps? The offense definitely inflates the numbers a little bit, but I think Purdy, dude, he looks great in the pocket, dude. Like I think he's a good quarterback. Like I don't think he's like a product of the system entirely. You know.
I think I'm taking Purdy over Dak, but that's just me. But I'm fine with that.
It's close.
I'm fine with where you had him.
Listen, we're a sports show, so I'll use a sports analogy. He was born on third base, but he could still steal home. That's kind of the way I look at it. It's a very easy situation, but he's still good enough to get there on his own. Like he's still really good.
All right, Dennis, I got a question for you. Do you think Daniel Jones would be better on the 49ers than Brock Purdy?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Dude, if you gave Daniel Jones somebody like George Kittle, who takes 3 people per play to tackle him, he would look like I cannot stress enough how good he would look. Like I honestly think that it's not just because I'm a Giants homer or whatever like that. Like that guy is trashed for no reason.
No, I hear it. I agree. I love Jones.
If somebody who wasn't like a diehard like Giants fan or followed the NFC East can name me 3 wide receivers on the Giants, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked. Like, I don't think people realize how bad the wide receivers on the Giants were.
Yeah, I mean, you still have Sterling
Slayton led the league and dropped.
You still have Sterling Shepard, so I mean,
Sterling Shepard's still on the team.
Yeah,
like it's just I just feel like I like Purdy a lot.
Yeah,
but
Daniel Jones just has more like he has more of it. He can run. I think he's a way better runner than probably almost not Kyler Murray, but anyone else on that list. Daniel Jones is a way better runner.
So Guy,
easy.
So Guy, you have Brock over Dak, right?
I do. That's just me.
Yeah,
that's just me. But I understand the argument of the system and whatever.
All right, I'll put Brock here. I'll give you guys both the benefit of the Dak and Jones takes. But
listen,
yeah,
it's not easy. I don't care what you say about a system. It's not easy to be in the NFL as a quarterback, and you have these linebacker D tackles running at you. Okay, like
just look at
he's
Brady.
Great at processing and whatnot. Like I honestly think like give him 2 years and then he'll be the reason they're winning.
Yeah,
and not just a product.
Yeah, just time to develop.
I feel like last year everyone was talking about the sample size. I feel like Brock Purdy's kind of expanded the sample size, and he still looks solid. Like you said, 2 years from now, I think we'll get a more clear, definite answer. So, but I do see him in this tier right here with Dak and Jones for sure.
Really making me angry. Trust me, I want Howell up at solid, but I'm just throwing that out there.
My boy AR Anthony Richardson. I think
is there.
I think he's top dog. Upside is there.
All right.
This guy, he's insane, dude. He's got size. He's got speed. Just needs to learn how to slide, bro. It's it. But I don't know how you guys are feeling on him. Top dog and upside is
That's
there.
fine.
Either or is fine.
I think he's gonna be sick, dude. That's just me.
Desmond Ritter's Buns.
Yeah, I think he's low end sus or Buns.
I'd put him in sus.
For
him, it's really just like it's the dumb plays that young players make.
Yeah,
the 2 fumbles at the 1 yard line.
Honestly, start up a little bit. Put him behind Heineke because I think Heineke should be the starter there.
Yeah, I agree. That's a perfect spot because I feel like I take Ritter over Darnold.
This next one is interesting.
Rodgers.
You got to put
when
him
healthy.
elite.
You know my answer, but
you got to put him in elite. You have to, and even if you can't disrespect Rodgers, I'm putting him in elite.
Listen, I'll put him in elite for what he's done. I will say,
you
and
can't
I'm
disrespect him. And
so
put him
thankful
in
I'm allowed to curse. His last MVP is the biggest fucking joke in sports. That was an embarrassment to voting that Cooper Kupp won the wide receiver triple crown and didn't win the fucking MVP. That was insane. That was so bad. That was so bad. They changed the MVP rules the next year and nobody talked about it. It was so bad. He had no right winning that MVP. I hate it so much. And this doesn't really add to the conversation at all. It's just Aaron Rodgers is brought up, and I feel like I need a soapbox to get on. This is the perfect opportunity for it. That being said, yeah, he's elite. He's all right.
He's elite.
Yeah,
he's definitely. I think especially with this Jets offense that he could have had, when healthy this year, I think he probably could have been maybe even here. But obviously injuries happen. I think that's a fair spot for him right there.
Fine. Yeah.
All right, Russell Wilson.
Washed.
Yeah, I think he's top dog and washed. I thought last year was gonna be a fluke, maybe, but turns out he's just.
Does it matter if you're top dog and washed when your opponents are Jimmy Garoppolo and a guy who's out of the league?
Yeah, seriously.
Matt
Stafford.
Solid. I'm putting him above in between Dak and Kirk.
You know what? I'd put him in elite. I'd put him last spot in elite.
Wow.
His last healthy season, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He had a monster year.
He's been very good with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp so far.
Yeah, I can agree. I
think it's fair.
Definitely low end elite, but
I think he's low end elite or top dog and solid.
Whatever you two decide on, and I'm fine.
I'll give him low end elite. It's
low end elite. All right, yeah. Felt the elite box a little more there. Stroud.
Yeah, call me crazy. I'm taking him over Baker.
Yeah.
Wow. In the solid category, I think he's there already.
Yeah. I mean, that guy. Everyone craps on Ohio State product quarterbacks, but I don't know. I just think he has a lot of potential, and he looked very good from what I've seen.
Is it weird that I kind of want to see him ahead of Kyler?
No, because Kyler hasn't played. I can agree with that, but I mean, I just thought between him and between Baker and Kyler was a respectable place. But I could definitely see him between Kyler and. You got to think Kyler hasn't played, so like putting him ahead of Kyler isn't that crazy.
Yeah, it's also like anything anybody says about CJ Stroud is he's a great leader. He's a great locker room guy. The guys love playing for him. Everything you hear about Kyler is the opposite.
Yeah.
So like that to me kind of means something. Also, Murray is injury prone, even aside from what he had recently.
Yeah.
I just kind of I like CJ Stroud, man. I like this guy a lot.
I like him a lot too.
He's a baller. My one issue with putting him up this high, and I think he's definitely there, is just Howell and Richardson, because I feel like their upside is just kind of right there too.
So, yeah, but I mean, you got to think like
he's healthy. He's been balling, so I feel like he's.
What did you think about the Texans going into the season?
I thought they're gonna be horrible.
They're relevant with him, so like you got to give him that respect.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think I take over Baker, and Kyle has been playing. So
I'm a big Baker guy too. I mean, I was huge with him in college, like when I followed Oklahoma. But yeah, I'm taking CJ Stroud over Baker.
All right, fair. He's been healthy. He's been balling out, so I'll take it.
I hate this in this guy, but he's sus, but he could be washed. Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, washed.
I think he's washed now.
I know he is washed.
He was awesome back in, what was it, 2019? He had that first year in Tennessee. He was an animal. He had two great years there. I feel like if that was like 10 years ago, or whatever, like he played his whole career in Tennessee, and that offense would have had a much better career. He's old now. That's just the issue. Yeah, I think he's just washed.
Yeah.
T-Law.
Solid.
Yeah,
put him behind
I'm debating. I'm trying to figure out where in solid. Behind Cousins, I can agree with that.
Yeah, because I feel like his upside now as compared to Dak's upside, I feel like he has a better like ceiling than Dak.
Yeah.
But Kirk and Goff has been putting up better numbers. So yeah, I agree. I think that's a great
spot.
Call me
crazy. Lawrence in a year or two could find himself in elite talk.
Oh, I don't think that's crazy at all. I don't think
he could be there by the end of this season.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, it's a good spot for him. Who the fuck is this? Who is this, bro? Who is this?
I think that's is that Kyle Trask on the Bucks?
I think you're right.
I don't know enough about him to have an opinion. You guys take it
He
away.
played at Florida. He's yeah, you can put him there. I think that's Kyle Trask. Call me crazy, but
is this Trey Lance?
That's Trey Lance. Yeah.
Sus Buns.
The fact that they're taking Darnold over him, I'll put Darnold ahead of Trey Lance, and
You're putting him in sus. Didn't he only play in like 5 college games or something?
Who, Trey Lance?
No. He played in
it's
like
not
5
that drastic,
NFL.
but he didn't play in too much.
No, he played at North.
I love Trey Lance. I was so high on this kid. Dude, like his career is so fucking weird. Like
that's the thing with me is just
he hasn't done enough to be in sus. I guess you're saying
maybe low.
It's just weird that the 49ers would invest so much in him. They're great at developing quarterbacks. They have the perfect system for quarterbacks, and they gave up on him. It's just the narrative around it is kind of clouding my judgment. But he also wanted out to do his own thing.
Yeah.
And then
you could. I don't give a crap where you put him. Honestly, upside you can say, but I mean he's a backup quarterback. I would say sus.
He's still young. That's fine. Upside is there.
Yeah, and just total hypothetical here. Say if Dak gets hurt, God forbid, we'll see how Trey Lance does in that offense. If he balls out, we don't know.
And they still have Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Is that who redshirt?
Oh wow, he's not even. Trey Lance isn't even the second string. He's the third string.
Yeah,
he's behind Cooper Puff.
Yeah, it's just tough because, dude, like I was so high on him. I think he hasn't got a shot. But I'm no GM, Obviously, I'm here on my armchair.
I mean, it sucks the shot he got. He tore his ACL or whatever he did.
Yeah, maybe high end sauce.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about Trey Lance, you got to put Cooper Slush on the list too. I don't know where he is.
Here we go. Tua.
This one's interesting. I'll let you guys go first.
I'd put him in elite.
As a Jets fan, I'm saying elite. Fellow lefty,
high end solid.
I'll give him low on the elite. I feel like he's a beast, dude.
Aside from the injuries, there's not really much you can say against him.
No, I mean the only argument I'll say with Tua is before Tyreek Hill was there, I didn't think he was that promising coming out of Alabama. Just because one, he's a lefty, and that's just very hard to succeed in the NFL. It seems you don't see many of them. But I mean, I'll give him low end elite, but I personally think he's high end solid.
I copy. I hear you. I don't know. I think just put the numbers. I think numbers just don't lie. Yeah, I get it.
Tyreek is a huge advantage.
Yeah, I hear you. I think you just got to look at reality here and what he is doing with the weapons.
No, he's in the MVP talk. He's in the MVP talk.
I think elite's a good spot for him.
I get it.
All right. Who's ready to go to the massage parlor? It's Deshaun Watson.
Solid before the massage. Before the massage parlor, he was elite. Now after, he's low end solid.
He's been unplayable this year. This is easy watched.
He's been bad, dude.
He's been so freaking
bad. I mean, I wouldn't go washed. I would say sus or solid. I wouldn't put upside as there because you know what his potential is.
I think sus is a good spot for him.
That's fine.
Honestly, sus. I think sus is the perfect word for Deshaun Watson.
I mean, he's just been fucking terrible.
I think he's got to be top dog in sus. Because he can be great,
terrible.
But when he misses much time, and this goes for any sport, when an athlete misses that much time, dude, you might never get back to where you were. But yeah, I think top dog and sus is perfect.
Wow, that just came across my phone. He's out this week too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Injuries and whatever. He's just Carson Wentz got to be washed, right?
Washed.
Carson Wentz, yeah, buns.
Washed.
Buns are washed.
Coming from a Washington fan,
I'd honestly say buns.
I'd put him in his own category and say sucks. Straight ass.
We'll put
I wouldn't even give him I wouldn't even put him on the list. I would leave him on the bottom. Leave him on the bottom. That guy sucks.
He had such a solid year at the Colts.
Thinking about getting him, no. Sucks.
That's kind of what stands out to me is you look at some of the guys around the league and it's he should be on the Browns right now.
Yeah.
He should be on the Raiders right now. He should be on some of these teams that need a quarterback because of injuries or whatnot. And he's not.
Yeah. There's a reason why.
And that's it. There's got to be a reason why. Maybe one of the reasons is When's the last time there was a positive Carson Wentz headline?
Been a long
Probably
time.
before he tore his ACL.
Everything about him is like, yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah.
It's like,
Really
not only is he like not that good, like not elite or whatever, and he had one good season, he's a dick.
I
And
went
he was
to
like
the
known
game.
that
I
he was
went to the
known around
game
the league.
last year, and he's just atrocious, bro. I don't even know how the fuck he had a job.
It was known around the league that he was mad that the Eagles won the Super Bowl without him.
Yeah.
Not because it was like, oh, I want to be out there to help my team, but because he won the glory.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you take that seriously? How do you take a guy seriously like that?
Like, he's just in it for the jersey. He's not in it for the team. Like, I get it. Bryce Young, upside is there.
Yeah, upside.
I put him between
like here, right?
The Panthers are so bad that I can't judge them.
Yeah,
I would say between Pickett and Fields.
Yeah, like once again, their best player on the roster they just weren't using in the first like 2-3 weeks, and Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think upside's definitely there. Yeah, he's there. And then
I'll let Nick talk about this one because
Zach
Wilson gets shit on a lot.
He is growing on me, dude. I gotta say, I think upside is there is a solid spot. I think low end upside is there, being realistic. I feel like
I think upside is there further down than that.
Like more ahead or this way?
Yeah, like I think I'd have him either
over
before
Carr?
or after Howell.
Wow.
Listen, let me ask you guys something right now.
I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers played the first 6 weeks. Do you think that the Jets would be 3-3? Do you think that's fair?
I think
it was a very tough schedule.
I think they'd be better than 3-3. I think they'd be 5-1.
You really think that?
I genuinely think that Aaron Rodgers would have them in a way better situation. Yes.
You think that Aaron Rodgers with them would have beaten the Cowboys and the Bills and the Dolphins?
I think
with the way the Bills are playing, yes. Cowboys, I don't know, but I don't think the Cowboys are.
They definitely beat the Patriots. That's for sure.
They definitely beat the Patriots.
Definitely beat the Patriots.
They definitely beat the Patriots. They definitely beat the Bills. I definitely think they beat the Bills because the Bills look the Jets defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if Aaron Rodgers went out there and sucked, I still think they went out and beat them because the defense is just so. The Jets defense is arguably the best defense in the league.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The defense really won us a few games.
And the way Josh Allen has been playing, I mean, he did not look good that game.
Yeah,
I think going into that game, like I don't know. That's what I think.
I still think with Rodgers, I think the Cowboys still beat us. I'll be realistic there. I think the Cowboys beat us.
I don't know.
The Bills, we beat the Bills for sure. I think Cowboys defense was just on such a high at the beginning of the year. They probably would have gave Rodgers problems regardless. I think we lose against the Cowboys. I think we still beat the Broncos. Definitely beat the Patriots for sure. Yeah, but to Dennis's point though, Zach Wilson has been kind of like that 2019 Jimmy G. Just he keeps him afloat. He's not the reason why exactly you win, but he's definitely not the reason why you lose. And I think he's solid. He's getting better each week.
Listen,
I think upside is there for sure. I don't know about above Howell though, or Richardson.
He's not. Listen, hold on a second. You don't know if he's above Howell. He thoroughly outdueled Patrick Mahomes, and then played better than Jalen Hurts the next week.
But the defense on the Jets
top two MVPs. He outdueled the top two MVPs.
But you're not crediting the defense. The defense is legit.
And the Eagles isn't?
I'm just saying that the Jets defense is legit, and they bail Zach Wilson out all the time.
Sure, but the Eagles defense isn't much worse.
Are we not going to talk about how they almost just lost to the Broncos? They almost lost to the Broncos.
Fine.
Yeah,
I mean, and the Broncos are dog shit.
That's fine. But listen, look at the weapons Sam Howell has on offense too. It's not like
he doesn't have a line. I mean, the Jets don't have a line either.
The Jets don't have a line either.
I get it. No, it's a fair point, but I'm not even being biased. I mean, I'm taking Sam Howell over Zach Wilson.
I would have him at Howell.
Look, yeah,
it's not I don't think it's a massive difference between the two, but I think Zach Wilson's better.
And listen, I'm a Jets fan here, but look,
I don't agree.
Zach Wilson has 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. His QB rating's only a 36.9 this season. look, even as a Jets fan, and I'm rooting for Zach, I think he will get better, and I think he
He'll
can
definitely get better. He's shown it.
and he can flirt with this area right here. I think I gotta take Richardson, Howell, Love, Pickett.
You would take Love ahead of him?
Yeah, that's right now. Yeah,
I would put. I mean, if we're being realistic, I would put Zach. I would put Zach Wilson between Bryce Young and Pickett. If we want to be realistic, I'm not putting. He hasn't done enough though to put him at the highest upside. Going into this year, people were writing him off, saying he sucked. Yeah, okay, he had an offseason behind Aaron Rodgers, but you can't sit here and tell me that if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, they're still 3-3. I just don't. I don't buy it. But again, that's we can't say anything because Aaron Rodgers isn't here and he's not playing. He did go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, come on, you can't tell me they won that. They almost won that game against the Chiefs because of Zach Wilson.
Jets defense has been
turned the ball
unreal.
over in the final seconds.
In the final seconds, but before that, he was lights out. He had a really good game.
No, he is playing good.
He put together
his first 3
5
games
good drives.
That game 2 and 3 of the season before they played the Chiefs, I think really drag him down because he was unplayable in 2 games. And if you want to say that's reason enough to keep him out, that's fine. But I think his season stats are dragged down by 2 really bad games.
And I hear you on that. I just think Howell
I think there's something there.
He definitely gets shit on. I'll agree. He definitely gets shit on a lot.
Yeah, he gets shit on.
Like he should be way more respected. But I still don't think he's high.
I think he's better than Love. I think he's way better than Love.
I wouldn't say way better than Love. And I'm a Jets fan, and I hate arguing against.
Listen, it's hard to argue upside because they all have it. They all have different upside.
But the AFC East is a blood. Kenny Pickett is like
Jordan Love.
He's like drunken fisting his way through Steelers games.
Hey, he called off that play by Matt Canada for George Pickens to catch the ball for a touchdown.
Like that's a good point. Matt Canada has not been. The Steelers are like rope-a-doping teams.
Yeah.
For 3 quarters and then winning in the 4th. But I don't know. I just think
Jordan Love has more than double the touchdowns, better QB rating. Yeah, Zach Wilson had a few bad games that kind of skew his numbers. And I love Zach. I'm not trying to bash the guy. And like Guy said, upside is hard to argue because all these guys here got so much upside. I don't know.
I'm actually not a Zach Wilson hater. A lot of people hate on him for no reason. I mean,
yeah.
Not no reason. There are reasons, I should say.
That schedule is just so tough, man.
And it was a tough schedule.
He's also not in an easy division. He's not in an AFC is way better than the NFC. In my opinion.
Listen, the NFC North, I just feel like the difference between Love's schedule so far and Wilson's schedule is night and day.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And the people that he has to play against, like the Bills, Josh Allen, Miami, Tua, Tyreek.
Let me tell you something. This was Jordan Love's schedule so far. Opening week against the Bears, then the Falcons, then the Saints, then the Lions. All right, that's a good team. Then the Raiders, then a loss to the Broncos, a team that Wilson beat.
Yeah. Now, Zach Wilson he's got thrown into a shitty situation, tough schedule.
As every quarterback to go through the Jets has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I see it. I'm still taking Howell and Richardson. I think Love and Zach, it is close. Pickett is right there. I think Zach has shown more upside than Bryce Young so far this year for sure.
I mean, I don't. If you put Zach Wilson ahead of, Jordan Love, you can. But if you think about it, if he's sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, where are you putting him right now? Like he's easily at QB2 this year.
Yeah, he probably have to go.
But he is making a case for himself to be up there in the upside. So if you put him between Howell and Love, that's a little far. But I'm not putting him above Richardson and Howell. I just can't.
Yeah.
Bias aside too. I just think, and I've watched the Jets.
I'd say Richardson, regardless, has a higher upside than him.
Yeah,
but
it's tough. It's tough because we all value guys different. Yeah,
Zach Wilson might have to get Dennis as his attorney.
Yeah,
seriously, have to be his agent.
How are we feeling right here for right now?
That's fine.
I mean, we should take a screenshot of this and come back at it at the end of the year and see what it looks like.
Yeah, so I can save or download it, which I will do. So before we save or download it, is there any last minute changes now looking at it, the full picture?
No,
Yeah,
especially I just
Carson
saw
Wentz
how long we spent on this. I did not think it took us that long.
Yeah, this took a while.
Wow, we're at an hour 14. Holy shit.
One thing I would change, I feel like we're disrespecting Fields like crazy here a little bit.
Yeah. But again, it's
would.
upside. It's the upside route. You can't put Fields at solid yet.
Yeah, it's tough. I may move him a
His
little
stats.
bit up. Like maybe here.
You could make the case though for like.
It's tough though. But I'll save it. I'll leave it as the finished product right now. But that was fun. That was I'm definitely gonna save or download that. Yeah, so I feel like that took a lot out of football right there, an hour and 15. I know we're kind of aiming.
I had a feeling that was gonna take a while. I'm not gonna lie.
It was fun though. I liked it. That was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Screw it. I think that was good enough for NFL. Texas Rangers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks for the World Series. We'll tread the baseball real quick. Any predictions? What are you guys feeling? How many games? World Series MVP? How are we feeling here?
I've been wrong about the Diamondbacks all postseason, so now I'm just going to give in and say they're going to win it. I want the Rangers to win. They've never won one.
Same boat.
I think that they're probably the better team. I think they should win, but the Diamondbacks are. It's just at this point, man, like I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of saying, like, I knew that the Brewers were frauds, and I was like, the Brewers are going to win. And then they lost. I knew the Dodgers are always frauds. I say the Dodgers are going to win. They get humiliated in 3 games.
Yeah.
The Phillies, I've been saying the past, Nick knows this, for the past like second half of the season, they're the best team in the National League. They'll win against the Diamondbacks. They lose in 7 at home. I give up.
Phillies really shocked me. I said on this pod last week, I'll go up to it. I thought the Phillies were going to sweep the NLCS. I was like, they're too much firepower, dude. I was like, there's no way.
But Harper, Schwarber. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Insane.
To be honest with you, I think that they're better off winning that 10-2 game 3-2 than winning it 10-2.
Yeah.
Because then the whole team thought that they were clicking and they were swinging at everything after that.
Exactly.
They played discipline the last 2 games in the series. But whatever.
So you're going D-backs? Gut feeling?
Yeah, reluctant. I don't feel good about this at all. The Rangers, everything on paper is saying Rangers to me. And that's making me say Diamondbacks.
Guy, how you feeling?
I mean, last night I was thinking about it, and I'm going to have to agree. I think, I don't know. Just they're hot. You guys go with Diamondbacks. Yeah. I don't know how the hell they made it this far. I really don't.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't watched enough of them this year to know like who's going to step up for them. I mean, I know they have Corbin, but and they have, I guess you could say Marte, but I don't know. Like, besides those 2 names, who really pops out besides Zach Gallen?
Merrill Kelly.
That bullpen is insane.
Yeah, the bullpen.
See, I haven't watched enough of it.
Insane. Paul Sewald.
That was a great trade for them.
Kevin Ginkel.
Ginkel's
I saw that guy. That guy popped up on Twitter last night.
He's gone 9 innings in the postseason, 13 strikeouts, hasn't let up a single run.
And I'm only going to butcher his name.
8, has allowed 4 base runners, not a single run.
You
turned the game into a 7-inning game.
Yeah.
The Rangers bullpen sucks.
That might and Aroldis Chapman. We know how that goes.
It is the most anxiety-ridden bullpen ever.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a calamity. A team that is so confident winning late, and a team that is desperately trying to win early. It's going to be a good watch because they're so opposite of each other. That being said, the 2 best players in the World Series are on the Rangers, Nathan Eovaldi and Adolis Garcia. Garcia had 15 RBIs in 7 games.
Adolis Garcia was a monster. Dude, Corey Seager? Come on, man, dude. The team is stacked.
Listen, I'm saying right now. I'm not saying I'm not counting the regular season.
No, I know. I'm adding on to. I'm saying Corey Seager as well. Like, dude, they're stacked, dude. Like,
Scherzer with a little more time to get back in shape.
Yeah, Scherzer's a guy I want to talk about. You know, his last 3 postseason starts have been kind of brutal. Last year with the Mets against the Padres, and then these 2 starts. I really want to see vintage Scherzer, dude, in the World Series. If they get vintage Scherzer,
he desperately needs that time off. And Jordan Montgomery's been good.
Monty's been awesome.
I like the Rangers rotation more than the Diamondbacks.
Dude, that Rangers rotation is disgusting. Shout out to Chris Young. Back on Bad and Chat at the Eastern Observer. I constantly gave this guy his flowers. I think I saw a stat. It was like 2 years ago. Like the Rangers and the Diamondbacks combined for like 200 losses. And now they're both in the World Series. Like, dude, the Rangers had no reason. Well, obviously they did, to go out and sign Seager, DeGrom, Semien, and trade for Scherzer. And dude, Chris Young's a beast, man. He just said, hey, I don't care how bad this team was last year. I'm going to put the best team possible on paper. Oakland Athletics got to take notes there, man. Like, dude, the Rangers are sick. So I'll kind of go against the grain a little bit here. I'll pick the Texas Rangers. But, yeah, their firepower is insane. I said the same thing about the Phillies, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and to your credit about how far these two teams have come, 174 combined wins is the lowest for a World Series ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Excluding, obviously, 2020, the shortened season.
Yeah.
So both of these teams, man, it was a long road to get here. And it's going to be exciting. I think these teams match up very well with each other. They're both kind of quick. They have young players, Evan Carter on the Rangers, Jonah Heim, Josh Young, excuse me. Yeah. And then on the Diamondbacks, of course, Christian Walker, Corbin Carroll, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Brandon Pfaadt.
Yeah, Brandon Pfaadt's been phenomenal, dude.
Gabriel Moreno. Like, they have a really good team. I think that the Diamondbacks are a little more consistent. There's not as much of a drop-off as the Rangers have with their talent. And that bullpen, man, is terrifying.
Bullpen wins games, dude. So we'll definitely see what happens. Real quick, World Series MVP. You guys got a name in mind for the teams you picked?
Evan Longoria.
Wow.
That is such like a storybook.
That would be awesome.
He's thinking of retiring before the season. His wife tells him to give it another year. He comes back. He gets to the World Series. First time in 15 years he's back there, and he has his moment.
That's some like Kirk Gibson 1988 shit.
Yeah,
right there.
That's baseball. That's
cool.
Game.
That's cool. That's a cool pick.
So
I like
that's just me trying to speak it into fruition because I've always liked Evan Longoria.
That's a cool pick. I like that.
Realistically, I think that this is the weird year where it's like a closer. It's probably gonna be like Paul Sewald.
Yes.
If their Diamondbacks win, or Kevin Ginkel, who's pitching like freaking prime Randy Myers. But yeah.
How you feeling, Guy? World Series MVP for the D-backs.
I mean, I guess I'll just go with probably the homer pick, Corbin Carroll. He's just been exciting to watch this year.
He's electric.
Just steals bags like crazy. He's electric fine player. He changed the momentum of the game. So yeah, I'll go with him.
For me, for the Texas Rangers,
I had one for the Rangers if they won. I want to see. I'm curious about what you think.
I'm gonna go with former Yankee Jordan Montgomery.
Really? I thought you were gonna say Seager.
I'm thinking a pitcher. I feel like I was thinking between Evaldi or Montgomery, but I feel like Jordan Montgomery, just like what he's been doing and his name, he has huge World Series MVP vibes all over him. I'm going with Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah.
I feel like the World Series MVP is never a big name.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So I get what you mean on that one. Evaldi has been so freaking good.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan Montgomery.
So good. And Garcia, oh my God.
Dude, he's a tank, dude. Absolute tank. It's going to be fun. Hope it goes 7. I think it will. I think it will.
So, yeah. Starts Friday night.
Yeah,
it's Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Awesome.
Best
time of the year, man.
Best time of the year.
Baseball, football, and get right into it. Hockey and basketball are here. So, Dennis, I introduced this topic last week. It's called Reading Between the Pipes, the hockey segment. And it's kind of like a fact or fiction segment. I'll just take a stat. So, for example, last week, we said Austin Matthews, does he get 75 goals this year? Is that fact or fiction? So it's kind of like that. That's it. I had 2 topics in mind real quick. Sure. And he's off to a little slow start this year, but he kind of opened the floodgates last night. Alexander Ovechkin, 45 goals, fact or fiction? I know it seems like, hey, it's Ovechkin, 45 goals. I don't remember him going off this cold of a start in a long time. So, I mean, and the Capitals look terrible. So
those pineapples?
Those are pineapples.
Sorry about that. Yeah, my bad. I want to readjust my seating. So
Yeah, I hear.
I'm gonna have to say fiction.
Wow. Okay.
I'll let you guys go first, and then we can.
listen, this is a confession that I should have made off air. I'm a Devils fan, not an NHL fan. I don't follow the league. I don't know who's on
You're kind of like me with
Capitals.
baseball because I'm a Yankees fan. I don't really follow baseball that much.
Right. So I don't. I'll leave it up to you guys. 45 is a lot. I don't know who else is on his team.
I feel like they're gonna
He's
bail out.
Ovechkin.
I know.
So it's like I can't.
He's
it's
chasing.
so hard.
He's chasing too. He's chasing history. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I feel like they're gonna be feeding him the puck a lot, just so because their season's a wash. They're not good. The team doesn't have a real goalie. I mean, they're just not a good team this year, and they haven't been for a little bit. I mean, you can make the argument last year, but I mean, I feel like they're just gonna feed him. They're just gonna feed 8, get him his goals, chasing Gretzky and goals. So I still think it's fiction. I mean, 45. It sounds like a lot, but it's Ovechkin, like you said, Dennis. So I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna take the under, but he is chasing, and I can see him.
So yeah, Ovechkin last season, 73 games, he had 42.
Yeah.
The year prior to that, they were a much better team a couple years ago, back in 2022. 77 games, played 50 that year. This team looks terrible. And look, they're gonna force feed him. I agree. And you know, I own Ovi everywhere in fantasy, so I'm a little biased. And he's one of my favorite players of all time. I'm gonna go with a solid 40. I think it's straight up 40 goals this year. That's it, just straight 40. So I'm going with fiction as well. That's the under.
Yeah.
And one thing that I do help him that could help him, I guess, and I do know this for the very little I follow. When he scores, it's in bunches. Like he goes on like a 2-week heater of like 8 goals.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if he just has a couple of those heaters against bad teams at the right time, I could definitely see him getting it. But we'll see, man. I hope he gets it.
Yeah, I listen. I mean, we probably all want to see it because we're gonna be alive to see it. But we could fact check this at the end of the year of the hockey season. But I want to make a prediction that he scores over 50% of their power play goals.
Okay. I like that. I like that thing.
Right.
That's a good one.
Just because, again, they're going to be feeding him. But I mean, you can't mess with the OV one-timer. I mean, it's been recreated throughout the whole league by him. I mean, as a Ranger fan, Zibanejad is just the one-timer. And, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to make that prediction. It just came to my mind right now.
I like that.
I mean, 50% is a lot. It's a lot. But I mean, I want to see what it's like.
But also probably having the least PowerPoint goals in the league is also not a lot either. So you might be right on that.
Yeah.
I like that too. That's a good one.
I like that.
So
that's fun.
The other question I had in mind, just looking at the standings, I know it's very early into the season. The Pittsburgh Penguins, do they miss the playoffs again? They're 2-4.
I hate the fucking Penguins.
And we got some Metropolitan fans here. So, I mean,
they're getting up there in age, man.
I know.
Like anytime I see, is it Letang? I think I want to say Letang, but I don't think it's actually him.
It's Letang. I know what you're about to say.
He's been on the team forever, but he's still like really not that old.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys they debut when they're 18.
Bedard's 18. Right
so
now,
there's just so much mileage on their guys, man.
Yeah, Letang,
I'm looking at their team right now. Jeff Carter, 38 years old. Sidney Crosby, 36. He's another one who I would have thought was like 45 by now. Malkin is 37.
They're all in their late 30s, pretty much.
Letang is 36.
They're coming to an end of an era. I think this is their last year together.
Wow.
I don't know.
Eric Carlson.
The reason why I say that is because they're coming to the end of their career, and I know they did just sign contracts. But like, you got to think if they miss it this year, you got to think like they might sell. But they're definitely a team that can make it this year for sure. They definitely can make it, but the Metro is just so stacked.
It's a stacked division.
So, I mean, I hope they don't make it because I hate the Penguins in the playoffs. They're just the team you don't want to play, and their fans are dicks. But I could definitely see them making it, but I hate them so much. So no, I don't see them making it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Old fucks.
I kind of have to agree. And I feel like I was more so higher on them like right before the season started, but seeing how they're playing and like the age, it's like it's a
Catching
young
up to
man's
'em.
game. Dude, look at the speed of McDavid, Bedard, and all these guys, man. It's like they can't keep up, dude. It's I don't know. And Eric Carlson, I love the guy offensively, but he does not help defensively at all, defensive presence. So yeah, and like you said, the Metro is a stacked division with the Devils. The Rangers are looking good. Yeah, I gotta say they miss it again.
I
Tough.
told you my 4 out of the Metro. I just don't. I think the Islanders take that 4 spot.
To
I
sneak in,
think
yeah.
the Rangers are 3, and then Devils and Hurricanes. I just think that's how it rolls. Flyers are winning games, but can they keep it up? Blue Jackets are the Blue Jackets. Thank you for Gaudreau, Yuts. But yeah, I just don't think. I don't know. I just don't think that. I think the Islanders look. They listen. They played with the Avalanche yesterday.
Yeah.
Given it was 7 goals, I mean they had to go. There was 7 goals because they had an empty net twice.
Yeah, exactly. They
So
put what 4 goals on them though, which is pretty solid.
yeah, and like I mean they were a lot of my Islander friends are pissed off, and I mean I hate giving them their flowers, but they played with the Devils, went to overtime with Jack Hughes and the Devils. Jack Hughes had a disgusting goal that game, sniped it. Sorokin is on his head. He's going to win the Vezina this year, and I don't know. I just think I think the Islanders hold that 4 spot. They could even take the 3 spot.
Wow. Okay. Guy, was there any questions for this segment that you got top of your head or?
I'm actually curious though. I want to know what you guys think of the Islanders. What do you guys think? Where do you think they land? You think they're a playoff team? You think they're out? Penguins in? What do you think?
Rangers, Devils, and Hurricanes, I think, are all locks for the playoffs. Something drastic would have to happen. Like Aho would need to like tear his leg, and Jack Hughes would need to like same thing, tear his leg. Rangers, I think, are solid. They probably get your boy Patrick Kane, adds a little more reinforcement there. So yeah, I think those top 3 spots are locked in. Flyers are interesting. They got their main center back. I'm gonna botch his name, Couturier, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's been great. He was elite. He was semi-elite a couple years ago. Had a very good season. Blue Jackets, I mean, look with Gaudreau and Patrick Laine, when he gets healthy, that's a pretty deadly duo.
Yeah.
Capitals, I think, are dog shit.
Yeah, I don't see the Capitals.
Penguins are old. It's a young man's game.
Ovechkin would have to go on a tear for them to even be relevant.
Yeah, he would need like a 65 goal season like he did when he was young. That's not going to happen. Penguins are too old. They're not going to keep up with the speed of the Devils. It's not happening.
Devils are so good.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give it to the Islanders. I feel like the Flyers are still a year away, and the Blue Jackets are kind of just like Gaudreau and Laine, just too inconsistent, injury prone.
It just comes down to who's hot in the final run.
Islanders defense is always crazy.
Yeah.
Give me the Islanders.
Okay.
Yeah, they could sneak in there. They had the talent for it. Yeah. Why not? Once again, I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but Barzal is pretty good.
Yeah, Barzal, man,
we'll see what they can get out of Palmieri, but he had some good moments for them last year.
Yeah.
Anders Lee is another one. Like he's had moments for them in the past.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. They have like a pretty solid defense, and once again, Sorokin, he's a really, really good defensive goalie. So I mean,
insane.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like,
yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't see another team passing them.
So when it comes to the winter sports, Dennis, we'll flip to your side of things more. The NBA started last night.
All right, time for me to go.
Phoenix Suns played, Golden State Warriors,
Suns.
Lakers, Nuggets. I know you're a big Suns fan, so we'll start off with the Suns. Any takes? Anything come to your mind off the jump?
I'm not surprised that we beat the Warriors. We humiliated them in 4 games last year. The first team to sweep the Curry, Draymond, Clay Warriors when our team was healthy. I think maybe they beat us once, but they barely beat us.
Yeah.
And our team was our whole team was hurt. So like, I don't really care. I was surprised that we won last night. The turnovers is ridiculous. The Suns were like literally throwing the ball, like throwing the game away.
Yeah.
And we still won. And
Wow.
like, well, they didn't have Draymond. It's like, okay, that's great. I liked what I saw from Booker.
Booker looked great.
Booker
Why
was
is Beal out
phenomenal.
already? I actually looked because I wanted to freshen up on basketball. I'm just curious because this is why I'm not big into basketball because players just don't play sometimes and it frustrates me. Beal's out. It says right. Beal was out.
Yeah, Beal did not play
Why
yesterday.
is he already out? Already. Game
Nick,
1.
do you want to
He's
tell him
out.
my thoughts about the Bradley Beal trade?
Yeah, so I'm about to shoot some shit here. So back in back in August and September, me and Dennis were supposed to do this basketball podcast, and I was producing it. So yeah, inverted sports. The fuck. So anyway, me and Dennis were on the show. I was producing it, and Dennis was the host with this guy named Sean. And they brought up the whole Bradley Beal trade when it went down. And Dennis, as a Suns fan, and I agree with him on this, does not like this. Did not like the Beal trade at all whatsoever.
Is it just
And I
because
agree.
there's too much talent on the court and it's hard to like
No,
pass
it's
the
because he's
ball?
never healthy.
Ah,
He's never healthy.
so I kind of just brought up a sore subject. My bad.
Never healthy. So like it's
I wanted
I'm
this
like,
to
the guy's
happen.
he
already
played
out. He's
40
already
games
out.
last year. It's like he's always hurt. And
Yeah.
even then, like the whole like there's not enough ball for them. They can figure that out. Booker can like run point. Durant can pass. Like that's
Because I
something
was
I'm
looking,
kind
I'm
of
like, it says Grayson Allen at guard. I'm like, the fuck?
yeah.
But they just
I've
made a
talked
huge
myself
trade.
into that they'll be fine in that regard. But it's just like they gotta stay on the court,
Yeah.
especially Kevin Durant, because our starting center Yusuf Nurkic is another guy who's injury prone. So like it's like I need consistency here.
Yeah.
So Beal being hurt right away, I'm like, please tell me it's load management and they're just trying to. Maybe it was like a little thing.
Why basketball pisses me off because of load management, bro.
Yeah,
I get
hate
it. It's
Yeah.
8 games of nonstop, but baseball players play 162 games, bro. 162. All right.
Yeah.
And a lot of players play the whole year. You can't
Yeah.
tell me 82 games you can't play the whole year. You're a basketball player. You're getting paid to play basketball.
I will say this, like baseball, yeah, it's a lot less movement for sure, whatever. It's less taxing on the body. I think a better comparison is fucking hockey. Same amount of games, 82.
And
These
it's
guys
way more physical.
The Bruins guy last night, Laco, skate to the face. And I guarantee he's gonna play next week. Like, dude, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's insane. Load management. I'm a huge basketball fan. I was really into it in like the 2010s, late 2000s. I still love it today. But yeah, with the whole like Kawhi load management thing,
I'll keep up with basketball, but I just wanted you to know, like, this is where I stand with the whole basketball topic.
Yeah, I hear it. But when the whole Dame trade went down, though, I did love it for the Suns. I feel like they did got a lot of great depth.
They got depth.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of made the Beal trade a little better. But I
replacing him with a center like Nurkic, yeah, he's injury prone, but he's still a good center.
I did like a tear did like fall from my eye gently down my face when I saw my center realize that he had a mismatch in the post and just was like, oh, I could just elbow this guy and get right to the hoop. And it's like we were waiting for years for Ayton to realize, like, dude, you're 7'2" and built like a freaking Terminator.
Yeah.
So that was great, but at the same time, too, it's like if Nurkic can play like 65 games, 70 games, then we're fine.
Yeah.
But he's got to stay on the court. If Beal can play 65 games, we're fine.
Nurkic is another injury prone
65 games, we're fine. So we're expected to be one of the better teams. I never for a second thought the Warriors were going to win. I'm just excited to see how this season plays out. And Yuta Watanabe had like a monster game.
Dude,
he barely played, hit a clutch 3, stuffed Chris Paul, had a stupid foul, but whatever. And then his plus minus was +7.
Yeah, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, dude, Yuta Watanabe is sick, dude. Lethal shooter, man. That's a great pickup for the Suns. I'm actually rooting for you guys because I love Durant still.
3. I forgot to even put that together.
No.
Chris Paul reunion game. He sucks.
And
you gotta be happy as a Suns fan to see that guy in a different jersey, man.
Yeah, I am and I'm not. Like with Chris Paul, like he was another one. Like he just had to be healthy. Like when he wasn't healthy, like
Yeah,
it sucked. But like when he played, like he wasn't bad. He was just overpaid.
I
Like,
just
and
I don't
that's
know.
okay.
Again, I'm an outsider of basketball, so like looking in, I'm just like, if someone has Chris Paul, they're not winning. Like that's always
Rain
how.
repellent, rain repellent, right there.
Like he's just like
Yeah.
a Carmelo Anthony. Like he just does. They don't win. They're cancers to the
Yeah.
team. Like I'm not saying he's a bad locker room guy, but it just doesn't seem like teams win with him.
Yeah.
And what it is he's so good that you have to build around him, and he's so injury prone that it never works out.
Yeah.
So I always felt bad for him even before he was on the Suns because like he deserves a ring. Like he's really really good.
Yeah,
He's a
I was
future
hoping to
first
see him
ballot
go to the
pick.
Lakers, like hang play with LeBron, but like it didn't work out. He's playing with the Warriors, so
Yeah. Hey, good luck to him with the Warriors, but
yeah,
I'm not threatened by them whatsoever. And a
yeah.
best of 7, honestly, in a best of 7, I want to see them. I think that we could beat them. We match up very well.
Yeah.
No.
So.
The Suns look good. Lakers, Nuggets played. I heard the Lakers did not look that good. I watched a little bit of it. Jokic did his thing.
Triple-double Jokic.
Yeah, they had a hard time. Anthony Davis didn't have a single field goal in the second half.
Wow. I watched the first
LeBron
half.
only played 29 minutes. Darvin Ham, after the game, was asked about that.
Okay.
And he said that's going to be about what they're going to keep him at, it seems like.
He's going to be 39 years old. I mean,
yeah, like at that point, like I can't, like there's load management, and then there's a guy who's been playing since I was in elementary school, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So why I was just looking again. Why is listen again, Christian Wood? Is this guy? I thought he was a starter. He's coming off the bench for the Lakers.
He's not that good.
He's not that good?
He's not that good. He's like
because he was a stud in Houston.
He's like if you look up the term good stats, bad team, he's like the picture in the dictionary.
Okay.
He kind of took advantage
he's not
of the
that
volume.
good, but he just like he gets the ball.
Yeah.
So like he would score and whatnot. He'd have good stat lines, but if you actually watch him play, like he's not that good.
So that's
why
he
was brought in to be like a depth piece for them. Anthony Davis insurance policy. So
okay,
it's all right. Like the Lakers, I think they're going to be fine. They have depth.
The depth's insane.
So
I was gonna say they do have depth. They look like they have a deep team. Vincent, wasn't that the guy in the Heat that just chucked up threes?
Yeah,
for them last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, he had a great playoff run for the Heat.
Yeah. Oh, they have Hayes. They got Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's all right.
Lakers aren't that bad. Vanderbilt.
No,
they got a lot.
They got a nice roster. Rui Hachimura
Cam
is good too.
Yeah, Hachimura's good. Austin Reeves.
Reeves, that guy.
D'Angelo Russell is just going to be a great trade piece.
Yeah.
The only reason why they held on to him is because they'll trade
Vanderbilt, right? Jared Vanderbilt, he's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's a good team. It's a good team. Well, I guess we'll cover up these last two topics real quick. And this kind of goes after all the sports. Here we have the hot corner where we each have a hot take, whether it's for the season, for tomorrow's game, for tonight's game. What's one of you guys got on top of your head? Anyone can start off.
I had one because I think I had a.
Dennis mentioned one earlier in the show. Was it the Daniel Jones thing? That was it.
Oh,
right?
that I said Daniel Jones is better than Dak Prescott. If he was on the Cowboys, they would have won the Super Bowl.
I have Cowboy friends, so like they're gonna be like, "Oh, I hate this guy." And the fucking Giants.
That's okay.
That's great. That's what we take, man.
That's all right.
I'll try to think of one. I don't even have one on top of my head right now.
Because I honestly I can see the argument with Dak and Daniel Jones. Like it's crazy. Like if you ask me that question, like you told me that 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, you're crazy. Like when Dak was having his MVP run, but like now you look at it, it's like, they're not that far off. Put him in different situations. Daniel Jones might succeed more. So,
I just remembered your hot take from the notes. The Lions. Didn't you type that in?
With them Super Bowl contenders. Are the Lions legit Super Bowl contenders? Yes or no? I think no.
Really?
No, I do not think they're legit Super Bowl contenders. But I actually would like to hear what you guys think.
I'm gonna go against the grain a little bit. I think they are.
Okay.
I think they're kind of taking advantage of a crappy division right now a little bit. Yes, agree.
Love to see that team.
I just think that
have to win.
If that offense and defense both keep clicking and stay hot, head into the playoffs, dude, that's deadly. That's a
Mhm.
deadly team. I'll go, yeah. I'll go,
Okay.
yeah. I don't think they're gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna win it, but I think they could maybe make the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I like that.
That's fine. That's fair. If you asked me Saturday night, I would have said yes. But after they just got like eviscerated by the Ravens,
Yeah,
it's kind of hard for me to get that taste out of my mouth. But yeah, like I could see either or. I think they're about a year away from being a real Super Bowl.
Yeah, one more year.
I think that they're like how the Eagles were last season when they played the Buccaneers and lost in the
Yes.
first round.
fair.
I kind of feel like that's the stage they're at.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I
think either take on that is fair because they're going to win that division.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how many wins they get in that division. So they can
you
easily
want
have
to
a
see them
bye.
take advantage of a shit division. Like you want to see them win those games. Like that's what they need to do. Like Vikings don't have Justin Jefferson. Like so you want to see them get those wins up. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are very, very, very high on the Lions, and Dennis said it perfectly. I don't think they're at that step to take that jump because the NFC, I did say earlier, the AFC is the better division, like the tougher division. But you got to think they still got to go through the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like if they were to make it, like they're gonna have to cross that path at some point. I'm trying to look at other teams. 49ers.
49ers. Yep.
Like
I don't want to distract you guys too much, but the Lions, they're 5-2. They still have to play the Bears twice. They still have to play the Vikings twice.
Is the Vikings one game without Jefferson? Because I think
that's way later in the season.
See, like
that's
huge.
Jefferson back.
2 out of the last 3 games are against the Vikings.
See, that's huge. That's huge.
Division games, I've always said it.
Could finish with that record.
We'll see. I don't know what the rules are, if they can trade Justin Jefferson even though he's hurt or what, or Kirk Cousins. But if like the Vikings
sucks.
It seems like the Jets in on Cousins, that ship has sailed. But if another team wanted to like make a trade, maybe they trade Madison or something. Maybe they do something in the next week to kind of take a step back and improve their draft position. That'll help them later on. They're going to beat the Bears twice. So
I actually have a question for you.
That's 7 wins. I'll split just to make it easy. That's 8 wins against the Vikings. They'll lose 1. And then I'm looking at the rest of their schedule, and it's the Raiders next week. The Chargers, that's a winnable game. The Packers, again, they'll probably win
Chargers,
that.
Man, they just
the Broncos, that's a winnable game. Cowboys, I feel like that's kind of a team that they're on par with. So they can easily finish with only 3 or 4 losses on the season.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I actually have a trade proposed to me right now in my league. I'm 2-5. All right. Not the best year of fantasy for me. Justin Jefferson, I get, but I have to send away Christian McCaffrey. Long term, who are you taking?
McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Long term wise?
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I love McCaffrey.
I feel like that's the obvious answer, but right now you're 2-5. Who are you? Are you trading for Justin Jefferson and washing the season and keeping him, or are you making a push?
It's like a dynasty league, like a keeper.
Yeah, it's a keeper league.
Oh yeah, then I'll take that for Justin Jefferson.
You would take you would trade away McCaffrey for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
If it's
Jefferson's gonna be around for the next 15 years. McCaffrey's probably gonna be around for another 5 years, and that's kind of being kind of gracious for a running back.
Yeah.
And with this segment, the hot corner, CMC is my hot take for tonight. So I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, I would do Jefferson.
All right. I was just curious because I want Jefferson, and I'm kind of selling at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 2-5. I mean, look, like, dude, regardless of Jefferson, yeah, he's hurt, he's missing games, but if he comes back and he's maybe string together a few wins before he comes back,
yeah,
he's still a win now guy for you. Like, you could it's a win-win situation.
I just don't know what the Vikings situation is. Like, are they trading Cousins? Are they trading him? Are they trading Jefferson? I don't know what their situation is. I mean, they did just beat the 49ers. That's huge for them without Jefferson. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So my hot take for this segment, though, I figured I'd keep it in the realms of football since the last 2 takes were. I think Dennis is about to know where I'm going with this. All respect to Barry Sanders, but I think Christian McCaffrey might be the greatest running back of all time. Yeah. He's insane. He never, dude, this guy's playing, dude, he's playing hurt, and this guy still puts up numbers, bro. I don't care.
Wait a second.
Oh, boy.
It's not just that you're saying Christian McCaffrey. You're saying move over Barry Sanders, not Walter Payton?
I think all time and Walter Payton, yes. But look, I think when it's all said and done, CMC going down as the greatest running back of all time. Especially the 49ers maybe get a ring or two here. All day.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's nuts.
I think Dennis wants to talk because
I was gonna have I thought you were going somewhere else, which I guess will be my hot corner. McCaffrey should win the MVP. Not a single quarterback in the league has impressed me so far.
Yeah, no, dude, McCaffrey. I don't know. This guy just
I get it.
Does it
I
all,
went on
man.
the rant early about Aaron Rodgers. It's the quarterback of the year award. I get it, but
no, I'm huffing and puffing by what Nick said. I was just like,
I'm just gonna ignore it.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's the hot corner, baby.
I don't even know how to attack it.
I know, but like that's like a hot corner. This is like a generational take. You're telling me that
when it's all said and done,
there's no disrespect. You're saying not right now. You're saying when it's all said and done.
When it's all said and done, he'll be the greatest running back of all time.
I'm
pretty confident.
How many years does McCaffrey realistically have? Given the
I said 5. I know he's what 27, 28.
That's generous.
I'm saying 5. I'm saying 5.
That's very generous. Think of how long Adrian Peterson played.
I think he has 3 more
better than
great to good seasons, and then 2 more years. Maybe in a smaller role. He's insane.
Even with all the injuries that McCaffrey has,
gets an MVP and a ring, maybe. I don't know, man.
If he gets an MVP,
he's got to get an MVP.
If he gets the MVP,
dude.
I don't think you can have that discussion yet, just yet.
And once again, the cards are stacked against him because they're not. If Cooper Kupp didn't win the MVP the year Rodgers did 2 years ago, then it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I just think, dude, I don't know. 49ers, man.
Right now, I'm going to have to disagree, but down the road, it's definitely possible.
There's a lot of.
I know. There's a lot of all respect to those guys. He's not there yet, but I'm pretty confident. I think he's gonna be the greatest running back of all time.
That's crazy.
That's how confident I am in this guy. He's freaking insane. I was like, I think he's gonna have maybe 1 touchdown. He's gonna call a game after that on Sunday. But dude, he just freaking bro. Even when I'm high on him, he still proves me wrong. He goes the next level. He's insane. 2 touchdowns.
He's like a better pass catcher than a lot of those guys, but
that's what I'm saying. He can receive, he can rush, dude.
He can throw.
He throw. He breaks tackles. I don't know, man. He's the most electric. Maybe it's a generational thing. I didn't grow up in the '90s to watch Barry Sanders. I've watched tape, but like that only goes so far. But like I don't know. He's one of the greatest players I've ever watched in any sport. He's insane.
He's definitely a game changer. Like he's exciting to play. Watch. When he plays, when he's on the field,
he's got to stay healthy, man.
Exactly, he's got to stay on the field, and I think it is the hot corner, but it's a little early to give him that crown.
It's something I want to say, and then it's right fucking.
100%. I agree with that. You want to say it now before it happens. I like that. I'm not
respect it. Crazy. You did it for the clicks. You did it for the clicks.
Did it for the clicks.
The man's a businessman.
Did it for the
if we're doing it for the clicks, I mean, Sam Howell is going to be the best quarterback in the NFC East. So, in the few years to come.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps up the hot corner. It was a very, very hot corner today.
Yes, it was.
So this is a new segment for the show. I brought up I got 5 on it. It's pretty much any game for today or tomorrow. I know hockey is what I think your Devils play tonight. Then I think it's Devils Capitals. I think they play.
Yeah, it's on TNT.
There's a few basketball games on. What's a stat tonight that you think it's just going to happen? Like you would put it on a parlay. What do you think is going to happen?
30 points for Jalen Brunson, 5 assists, 5 rebounds.
I like that.
Okay.
That just came to my mind. That was just instant. Instantly just came to my mind. Jalen Brunson's going to go off against the Celtics, 35-5.
I'll say
maybe 2 steals. No, just kidding.
I think basketball's a pretty popular one for this segment tonight, but
I'll say first goal scorer in the Devils game, Jesper Bratt.
Oh, okay.
Good pick.
Speedster.
Yeah, I'm sticking with hockey though. I'm going with plus 2 goals for Ovechkin. Two or more. Yeah, I think it's a hat. I know we were just saying he's getting the under for 45. I don't know. I think he's gonna have a night.
You're still gonna have those Ovechkin games where
he gets 2 or 3. I think he got the first one
out
of the way
last night. Exactly.
I think he got the first one out of the way. I'm like, I think he's gonna be like, let me get 2 or 3 tonight.
Like Dennis said, it comes in spurts, you know.
Yeah. So I'm going with Ovi Hattie or 2 goals, one or the other.
Okay. All right. So 35-5 from me from Brunson, first goal scorer Brat for Dennis, and you're saying 2+ goals for Ovi.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to write those down.
Yeah, put it on parlay. See how much money we're going.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that wraps up our show for today. It was a good one. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Listen, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Send us questions on the Gmail. Here it is again. If you haven't seen it, send us your fantasy questions, fantasy advice. We're here for you. Hit us up on Twitter. Send us questions about sports. Who you think's better all time? Crosby or Ovechkin? Let us know. This is Pastimes on the Mic. Thank you very much, and have a good night, everybody.